Hi, so today we are going to discuss more on responsiveness. My name is Deborah, and this is Top Notch Coding Center. So, responsiveness comes in quite a variety of flavors. So, previously we talked about a responsive image, and then we also talked about images that change depending on the screen size. Now we are going to talk about these other things, like for example, a paragraph, a heading, a body that changes depending on the screen size. Okay, so we are going to come here in our HTML file and we are going to create two elements. We're going to have a paragraph, okay, its contents. I like my school, and a button with content. Click here, click here. Okay. So we are going to give this body, we're going to give this body a different color depending on the size of the screen. This P element is going to also is the size is going to change basing on the size of the screen. The button, the styling of the button will change depending on the size of the screen. So let's put our external styling link here. So we're going to have link, link CSS. And then our CSS file is going to be called responsive.css. So let's come and create our CSS file, responsive.css. Okay. So you're having a body here. We're going to style it here. So we can just come and style body and give it a background color of blue. Okay, so let's save our work. We're going to come here and run this file. Let's save it also. Don't forget, if you don't save a file, you won't see it anyway. So this is our body. It is blue. Okay. Now we are going to, when the screen is at 600, meaning when you right click and minimize. So for a smaller screen, always look up here. Whenever I'm moving the screen, you'll see the size. So we are now at 1400. Ignore that. Now we are at 9. So when the screen reaches 600, this color is going to change to maroon. How do we do that? We come in the CSS, okay? And then we come outside here and we put at media, at media, media, okay? Then you put screen, okay? And then you put your brackets here, max width, okay? Let's say 600. What's going to happen at a max width of 600? Curly brace, 600 px. Don't forget the px. Okay. So what's going to happen? We're going to redesign the body here. So you come here and type body. You're redesigning it. Okay. And you type background color. We said we want it to be yellow. It's going to be yellow. All right. So that means that at a width of 600 px, the background color of the body is going to be yellow. Let's test it. Let's go to our HTML and run it. Open the live server. So we are going to reduce the size. Okay. So now we are at 691, 600. So you see, at 600 sharp, it changed to yellow. Okay. Why do we do this? When we are designing, we cater for smaller screens. Much as you're designing with a laptop, most of these things are used, most of these apps are used on phones, they're used on tabs. It is hard that you find someone moving with a laptop in their hand scrolling through. So we cater for them. And sometimes there are things like color. The color can change. If you look at your WhatsApp when you use it on the laptop and the one you use on the phone, you'll find some things really change. Okay. Some of these words might become bigger, might become smaller, depending on the screen size. And we care so much about the user experience. How is their experience when using that app? And they keep on giving you feedback that here the words are too small. Can you please make them larger? So then you know that on a smaller screen, yeah, then you know that on a smaller screen, the words appear small. So what do you do? For example, I like my school is very small on a smaller screen. So how can you make it larger? You come here and you say, I like my school is a paragraph. So you come to the CSS and you type. You come here within the media query. Okay, enter. So you say maybe at 600 again, I want the paragraph, the P element. Okay, the font size. Font size is the size of the words. The font size to be maybe 100 px. That means that on a normal screen, the font size will be the usual size, okay? But on a smaller screen, the words will appear bigger. The paragraph is going to appear bigger. All right, so we're going to run our work and check how are the words going to appear on a smaller screen. We're going to minimize, inspect. So when the screen is at 600, you see, immediately the words change. They're now larger. So it will all depend on the people who are using our app. Okay. So how about on a tab? Maybe a tab is at 953. So we come here and put another media query and we type, get out of this media query, another new media query, type at media screen, and at a max width, which width did we say? Let's say 900. Okay, and then we say at a max width full colon 900 px. Don't forget 900 px. We want the button. Now we are styling the button. Okay, button. We want the height to be maybe 50 px. The width to be maybe 100 px. Okay, so under normal circumstances, it will be the usual width of the button. But when the screen reduces up to 900 px, the width will change. So let's check it out. The width of the button will change. Open with live server. We're going to minimize it. Inspect. Okay. So we are now at 800. Said it has not changed. Why hasn't it changed? Did I save? At 900. Yeah, this is 900. I don't see any change. Let's go back and see. Button. This is the button. And we said in the responsiveness at a max width of 900 px. Oh, spelling of width. These are the things. Every time you do your code, come back and check it out. So width was a problem. So let's go back. And we said at a max width of 900 px. 9, so we are 940. You see? When it reached 900, the button changed. All right. So I'm going to give you a task that involves changing different elements depending on the screen width. Have a nice day.